He was mercilessly gunned down in a hail of bullets in a police ambush on February 4, 1979 near Tivoli Gardens. Before his untimely death at age 30, he reigned as JLP Strongman for West Kingston and was one of the organizers of the 1978 One Love Peace concert at the National Stadium in Kingston. I speak of the one and only Claude Massop. In this video, I will take you to the very spot where Claude Massop and his two friends, Trevor Tinson and Lloyd Fraser, were assassinated. Plus, I will take you to their resting place to see their graves. I am Nigel D. Salmon. Welcome to Jamaican Chapter. It's a beautiful place out here. I'm standing on Marcus Garvey Drive. Marcus Garvey Drive here in Kingston. I'm not sure if the place was this developed when Claude Massop and Trevor Tinson and Lloyd Fraser were here. But behind me here, you can see the road that they were traveling down on, and they were going that way behind me here. So let's go down there now, and I tell you how it all unfolded. So Claude Massop and his two friends, including the driver, Samuel Ivans, all four of them were coming down this road from Spanish Town. And of course, they were coming from a football match between Tivoli and St. Catherine. And as I've said before, I don't think the place was this developed yet when they were making their way in that taxi car. So as they were making their way down, they were being trailed. And the reason I'm talking like this is because the breeze is very high here. The breeze is very high, and that's because a sea is nearby. And I'll talk about that sea a little after now. So they were being trailed by two police officers on motorbikes. And as they made their way down, there were another set of police officers who were at this intersection. Now, the thing is this, I don't know for sure if it was after they turned into industrial terrace, or it was before they turned in. I'm gonna assume that it was before they turned in. So they would be coming down. And imagine Claude Massop, they were all alive and talking, and not knowing that their demise were very close. And that's up Industrial Terrace. Alright, so it was in this vicinity that they lost their lives. Now, according to the witnesses, according to Samuel Evans, or maybe it's Evans, the lone survivor, he said that the police officers, they form a blockage, meaning they block the vehicle from going any further. And according to Samuel Evans, I say he was the driver. He said that the police officers ordered all of them outside of the car. And they came out, and the police officers began to search the car. And then they also searched Claude Massop, they searched Trevor Tinson, and they searched Lloyd Fraser. And after the search was completed, according to Samuel Evans, he said one of the police officers said, "Kill." That's it. One of the police officers said, "Kill," and the only thing he remembered, he heard a lot of shooting. And he said, Samuel Evans, the driver, he said he ran across the road. Because remember, everything was happening at this intersection. Everything was happening at this intersection. So Samuel Evans, after seeing that the police officers opened fire, and remember that Claude Massop, and Trevor Tinson and Lloyd Fraser, remember that all of them had their hands in the air. And so that is why Claude Massop received so much bullet under his armpit. Right? So when they began shooting the men, when the police began shooting the men, Samuel Evans ran across the road right over there. And right across from the road here, he ran. So because I wanna retrace what happened that day, So we can see from up there, that's where I was, right across over there. That's where the incident happened. Okay, that's the corner of Industrial Terrace and Marcus Garvey Drive. So Samuel Evans would have run across the road to escape those police bullets. And he would have run. In his testimony, he said he ran across the road, and he said he jumped in the sea. Can you imagine the fear he must have felt that day? Can you imagine the fear he must have felt that day as he was going down here in 1979? The place, of course, must have had more bush. for them not to spot him as he escaped. Because these men, they were not just gonna kill Claudius Massop. They were gonna also kill. Wow, what? Look at that building. Was it? Oh, there's a dog barking. Let me keep going. They also were gonna kill everybody who was also inside of that car. And Samuel Ivans was no different. There was nothing special about him. The car was blocked, and the assassination plot was now taking place. I'm walking, but I'm sure Samuel Ivans was running for his life. And as he ran, I'm sure he must have heard the bullets back from up there, right up there, as Claudius Massop is being killed, Trevor Tinson being killed, and Lloyd Fraser being killed. I'm sure he never looked back. And he keeps going. And as he went along the road behind him got longer. And I'm sure he didn't take this long. Samuel Ivans didn't take this long to get down to the sea. He's desperate. He's running. He can hear the gunshots. Some were meant for him. But he kept going down to the sea. He kept going. And here he reached the sea. And what did he do? He just dived off. Just dive off right down there. And that is how he escaped and lived to tell his story. This sea gave him protection. You'll notice that my voice sounds a little different because I'm using this new microphone and it changes my voice when I'm talking. But I have to use it because the breeze was very high up there. And now looking at the sea, is that something else just grabbed my attention? The garbage. Oh my God, look out there. Just a lot of garbage that people come and pack up here. You can see boat out there, Don't know where this place called. So Samuel Ivan, he came here, he jumped off into the water and he made his escape. While back up there, that long road back up there, Claudius Massop and the two others were being butchered. Let's continue the story. So, Claudius Massop, Tinson and Fraser, they were not lucky. Their bodies were lying here. Somewhere here. And according to one witness again, when Claudius Massop was on the ground here, the police officers continued to pump bullets into his body. I'm gonna show you a photograph of Claude Massop, Claudius Massop, inside the morgue. Now, if you look at this photograph, you can see how his body is punctured with a lot of bullet wounds. You can see a bullet right there in his leg. There are bullet wounds under his armpit. The picture is not very clear. There are bullet wounds in his armpit. There are bullets in his face, in his cheek, in his head. He was dead. Those officers, they ensured that Claude Massop would not survive. And that picture again, it told the public a lot. Because the police version was that Claude Massop came out of the vehicle. He and the others challenged them, and the police shoot back and kill them. But of course, it would have proved to be different. That whole tale was a lie. So we can see on Claude Massop's body there how he was killed. He was shot while having his hands in the air. And while he was on the ground, they kept putting bullets into his body. So that's how the story goes. Alright, let me take you now to the grave of the three men. I take you to the grave of the three men. And we're gonna head now up into Tivoli Gardens. So we're moving up now into Tivoli Gardens, where Claude Massop and his two friends are resting. And just to mention that after the men were killed, the police officers, they stole all their jewelry. Every valuable on their bodies were stolen by those police officers. Can you believe that? Every single thing was stolen by those police officers. It's really nice here. I have to tell you, if you're afraid of Tivoli Garden, don't be. As long as you're not going to make trouble, you can walk up here very peacefully. So we are heading into Tivoli Gardens, where we will now look at the graves of Claudius Massop, Trevor Tinson, and Lloyd Fraser. The funeral took place on the 18th of February 1979, and it happened at the Tivoli Community Center. I'm not gonna go there, but I'm gonna show you a picture of it. And after the funeral, they were then buried over at Ebenezer Methodist Church. All right, time to go and visit their grave. I won't walk from here to show you, so let's just skip right to where they are buried in Tivoli. All right, guys, so I am at the location where Claude Massop, no, Claudius Massop, Trevor Tinson, and Lloyd Fraser were buried. And I am in Tivoli Gardens. Yes, I am in Tivoli Gardens. There was a little trepidation to come up here, but I'm surprised that people are very friendly up here. Not what many people would think, you know, when they listen to the news. So I am in front the Ebenezer Church in Tivoli here, Tivoli Gardens. Ebenezer Church is a church that's obviously not in use anymore. And inside of this church is where you will find the graves that we are looking for. This church was built over 2 centuries ago. A very long time, and there is a small cemetery or a churchyard. What do you call it? A churchyard or a church grave? But there's a cemetery here, and this is where Claude Massop was buried. And of course, there were over 15,000 persons who attend the funeral. Family, friends, Tivoli Garden residents, politicians, and more. And of course, the Tivoli Gardens is huger than this building here. But even so, it could only hold 2,000 of the people who attended the funeral. Edward Siaga was there. Yes, of course he has to be there. Member of Parliament for the area. And also Desmond McKenzie, who was a councillor at the time. He was also at the funeral. And the funeral, again, I say, wasn't just for Claudius Massop. It was also for Trevor Tinson and Lloyd Fraser, because all the three of them were buried on the same day and in the same place, which is the grounds of the Ebenezer Methodist Church. At the funeral, Desmond McKenzie, who was a councillor at the time, he gave the remembrance, and he spoke about how Claudius Massop was assassinated, ambushed. You know, so the sentiments were really high. The sentiments were really high that day. And of course, the officiating minister was the Reverend Alwyn Harry. Yes, he was a man well known in Tivoli Garden here. Alvin Harry. He died in 2007. So the people made their way from the Tivoli Gardens Community Center, and they came here. Of course, just imagine how here was filled with people. Just imagine the crowd. Is a small compound. And of course, it's in Tivoli Gardens. But the people at the time that Massop died, the people wanted to have him buried in the park, but the parish council did not approve it. So where else could they have buried him in Tivoli Garden? Well, you have the Ebenezer Church. It's right here in Tivoli Gardens. And so the choice was made to bury him here. He's not there where we're looking at all those old graves. Some of these graves are very old, you know. Some of these graves are very old. These are people who were buried long time ago. Here is a Alfred Christopher Gray, died 1951, and some of the graves have been destroyed now. But anyway, we are looking for the subject of this story, Claude Massop. And this is where he is buried. He's buried separately from the people who used to attend the church. And I was allowed by the owner, the person who plants this here. There's a little farm around his grave. So the owner allowed me to go in. I told him I want to do the video alone. As many of you subscribers know, I do my videos by myself. Yeah, I live all the way from St. Elizabeth and I'm in Tivoli Garden by myself. And inside here, of course, this whole farming took place long after the burial. So we are going through here. We have banana tree. I see ackee tree. Oh, look at this. I see this is used to make castor oil. Yeah, we have them at our house. Nickel tree, I think. I don't remember the name of it. This compound, I see, what is this? Lime tree. And here we are. And the building containing the graves of Claude Massop and Trevor Tinson and Lloyd Fraser. It's very cool in here because they're surrounded by what? A coconut tree. Wow. And I'm trying to let you see the monument here. This is a monument built over the grave containing the monument built over the graves of Claude Massop or Claudius Massop and the other two. All right, guys. So as I said, it's really cool here in front the monument containing the remains of Claudius Massop, Trevor Tinson, and Lloyd Fraser. It's a really nice monument here. It's not really like impressive in appearance, but I like it. You know, I like it. It's separate from the other graves, and I think that's a good idea to prevent, you know, maybe vandalism or just prevent the graves from being, you know, destroyed by, you know, whatever the elements. So I'm gonna go right now inside and I'm gonna look inside, and I'll be looking at the 3 graves inside so you can get to understand. Because the reason I'm doing this video is because as far as I know, 2 subscribers have requested this. You have watched my video on Claude Massop in which I you know, I spoke about his cause of death. I spoke about you know, the whole shooting, which I'm doing in this video. But that video that I did on him was a little different. This is really to just look where he died and look where he's buried. And inside we have the 3 graves. And all right, so to the subscribers who requested this, sorry I can't mention your name because standing here I don't remember your names, but you know yourselves. And this is Jamaican chapter. I bring you what you request. So now let's go inside and look at the graves of Claude Massop, Trevor Tinson, and Lloyd Fraser, who were obviously assassinated. Alright, so as we get closer, you can see it's a very peaceful place. Very peaceful. It's over on this farm. It's not where a lot of noise. You don't find a lot of noise here. Just the cool breeze and everything. And there's a bulb to give in here light. All right, so looking inside, we see 3 graves. So that's 1, that's 2, and there's another one over there. The gate to the grave is closed, so I cannot go inside. So what I'm gonna do is to bring the camera in and see if I can zoom in on the different graves, on the 3 graves inside. All right, so from the outside here, we can see the first grave where the first one that we're standing in front. And this one belongs to Lloyd Fraser. Okay, so this one belongs to Lloyd Fraser. All right, since I can't go inside, I have to zoom in. All right, let me zoom in on Lloyd Fraser's grave here. And it says, in loving memory of Lloyd Fraser Noland. Yes, he was called Noland. So in loving memory of Lloyd Fraser Noland, can I make that out? Let me see. Is that the 1 of the 5? The 5 of the 1? All right, guys. So, on Jamaican chapter, I want to show you the things that is best. And right now, the graves are really dirty. They're filled with dust. The place needs to be brushed out, and we have to be honest. So, what I did was that I went for a broom. All right, I went for a broom, and I'm gonna clean off the I can't get in there, but I have this broom, and I'm gonna use the length of the broom and the length of my long hands to get inside and clean off the tomb, so I can see which one belongs to Claude Massop and which one belongs to Trevor Tinson. Because you see, I've been reading Lloyd Fraser already. So let's get down to some work, because we have to see this grave and able to read it. Because even online, you hardly can find when Claudius Massop was born. We have the chance now. So I'm going to get inside with the broom, do some cleaning up, and start again. All right, so we're back at Lloyd Fraser. And I'm going to clean it up so to ensure that the dust did not cause me to make a mistake in what I read. These stones, what call this, marble stone? It's very clean. All right. Wow. So let me go around now and read Lloyd Fraser one more time. So it says, okay, I think everything was right. In loving memory of Lloyd Fraser Noland, the 1 of the 5, 1957. So that is the 1st of May, 1957, to the 4 of the 2, 1979, sadly missed by mother, sister, brothers, son, other relatives, and friends. May his soul rest in peace. All right, so this is the grave of Lloyd Fraser. My subscriber who has requested this, know you're enjoying this, so thank you very much for requesting it. I enjoyed it myself also. All right, so I'm cleaning this one at the extreme. At the extreme right, depending on where you're standing. I'm cleaning this one from the extreme right. All right. Damn it. If anybody from Tivoli watching this, talk with the person who has the lock to the place and tell them to get in here, clean the place up. All right, so, whew. Let me see if I can. All right. So we make out this one here. We'll make out this one. I think I have to go around the other side to hold on. All right, so we can make out this one after cleaning out it with that broom. And I know this is Alfonso Tinson. I've been calling him Trevor Tinson. Okay, so this one is Alfonso Tinson, whom I refer to as Trevor Tinson, because that's how I saw it in the Gleaner. Okay, so his name is Alfonso Tinson. I think they said this one is a white man. Anyway, so it says, in loving memory of Alfonso Tinson, died 4th February 1979, sadly missed by mother and other relatives. May his soul rest in peace. Born 2nd October 1953. Okay, so he was born the 2nd of October 1953, and he died on the February 4, 1979. So this is Alfonso Tinson, whom I've referred to as Trevor Tinson. I think his name, they must have called him Trevor. You know, so this is his grave. He is at the side here. Look at me in Tivoli Garden with a broom. Who knows I would be in Tivoli Garden with a broom. All right. Getting around to the man himself, Claude Massop. He's the main subject of this story. Oh my God, Claude Massop must be standing somewhere and saying, you look a YouTuber all the way from St. Elizabeth. Man, you come here in Tivoli and see it necessary that I need some cleanup. Thank you very much. I'll protect you. I'm sure he is. So, Claudius, there you are, brushing you off. You were loving Tivoli. It's it feels almost as if he is forgotten. You know, condition of the graves, not in good condition. Yeah, they're in good condition, but they just need cleaning up. All right, so it's time now to read Claude Massop, and they put him in the middle because, of course, he is the most important. And here we are. Here we are. Finally, at the grave of Claude Massop. And on the grave it reads, "In loving memory of a dear husband." Yeah, yes, he was married. Father. Hold on, I'm a little tired. So let me start again. "In loving memory of a dear husband and father, Claudius A. Massop, the 12th of the 5, 1947, to the 4th of the 2, 1979. And below that it said, "Blessed are the peacemakers, for they shall be called the children of God." So I was searching so many times to find his exact date of birth. Well, here it is. He was born on the 12th of the 5, so that's the 12th of May. And I say it in my own way. May 12, 1947 to February 4, 1979. So he was born on May 12, 1947. This is the grave of the infamous as well as well-loved man, Claude Massop. And I know I spoke about, in the other video, I spoke up a lot about the trial that went on, the court trial, and a lot of things, but I'm just gonna mention it again, that Claude Massop, and this is according to George W. Curtis, who was a pathologist, when he testified at the trial of the policemen who killed Claude Massop. He said that Claude Massop was shot 5 times in the neck, 5 times in the armpit, plus multiple more bullets to his body. I've already showed you the picture of his body as it was in the morgue. But the record is that Claude Massop was shot a lot of times, so many times that some of the bullets were not even identified. And Trevor Tinson, who is buried over there, he was shot a total of 56 times. Believe it or not, his body is buried in here with some of the bullets in it. All these 3 men, coming from a football match, lost their lives so viciously. So that's I say Trevor Tinson, but on the grave it's actually Alfonso. Not Alfonso, Alfonson Tinson. Okay? See it right there. Alfonson Tinson. Okay? Shot 56 times. And the man Claudius Massop shot so many times, as you have seen in that photograph. And there were other photographs taken of him. And here is Lloyd Fraser again. Yes, Lloyd Fraser. And he was shot a total of 26 times. Both men, all three men, are lying here. The resting place here in Tivoli Gardens. All right, guys, so I've just shown you the graves of the three who were murdered on February 4, 1979. As you can see, their monument disappearing as I walked away from it here in Tivoli Gardens. Wow. This is a fascinating story. A very fascinating story indeed. So, the question... Right. Alright guys, so thanks for watching. And remember to like, subscribe for more interesting video as this. I'm standing in front of the Ebenezer Church. Oh, it's a nice church here. Alright guys, I'm out. Thanks for watching. I will be doing the grave of Panhead, so stay tuned for that video. And the video of Cynthia Slush, I'll be doing her video, the grave also. More graves to come. So thanks for watching. I'm Nigel D. Salmon. See you next time.